I'm thinking my next deck is gonna be. Let's go with Dwight Schrute Hey King combo deck.
Sounds good. You know, maybe... you can pair it with a Godzilla card, I believe it was, and there you go. That's an infinite combo right there.
I think part of me wants to try Mill with Eddie the Judge a little bit.
Yeah.
But Mill's kind of not super playable in Commander, so, you know.
Yeah. They could have power crept Eddie a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I could totally see myself making an Eddie Lord of Light CDH list, though. So that would be cool. That'd be cool. Obviously, we got a lot to talk about.
Yes.
On this, the
Lord's an understatement.
101st episode of the Duels and Mana Dorks podcast, a Magic the Gathering podcast, and it is immediately after the conclusion of MagicCon Atlanta. Yes.
Actually, it's 102.
Did I say 101?
You did say 101.
Oh, man. All right, scrap the whole thing. Welcome to
all right.
102.
Clean take.
102 of the Duels and Mana Dorks podcast. We just had MagicCon Atlanta for the year, and we got the full slate of Magic sets that are being released in 2026. We have 7 standard legal sets, presumably standard legal sets. They didn't specifically say that they were all standard legal, but you can... They're going to be standard legal.
Yeah.
I will put an asterisk on that, though, because I have thoughts when we get to that. And then, of course, there's like a million secret lairs now about everything.
Of course. You know,
even the cat is excited.
Load up on secret lairs.
Of course. Before we get into the business, though, Wyatt, how the hell are you?
I gotta tell you, I'm much better now. I was very, very sick last week, and I had no voice, and I was just praying. I was like, please don't try to record, because I won't be able to talk. I'll be just in the mic like,
Spider-Man. Give me pictures of Spider-Man. Yeah, no.
Look what they did to Spider-Man!
Look what they did. I wanted to do a Spider-Man review, but I could not. I couldn't make it happen.
I don't think it was necessary. I think much like Wizards, we will make Spider-Man a footnote. And, over time we'll just randomly point out cards from Spider-Man that we were like, hey, that was in Spider-Man.
I think the State of Design next year, they're going to do a detailed breakdown of all of the sets, but then they're just going to omit Spider-Man because they ran out of space.
Yeah.
Because apparently that's what we can do now. Hello, Jester. Yes, I know. Hello. All right. This podcast.
Yes.
Available every other week for free on free feeds, podcast services around the globe, Apple, Spotify, YouTube Music, and the like. The YouTube video for the video podcast every other Monday. And you can get it early and ad-free over on Patreon, patreon.com/Dungeon Bros. The cat really wants dinner right now, but she's going to have to wait. I gave her a pre-dinner snack before I left earlier and came back home, so she's not starving. She's being dramatic, but
of course
as all cats are.
Yes.
As all cats are. Let's jump directly into the MagicCon announcements because it's too much. It's too much.
Sure.
It's a lot. Now, would I like them to maybe, instead of just the last major MagicCon of the year, dumping everything on it, like they should piecemeal it out a bit more.
Yeah, but a little trickle down, if you will.
We could have gotten all this information about Lorwyn months ago, and it would have been totally fine, in my opinion.
But you're forgetting that Wizards hates in-universe Magic product now. They don't want to give it any time to breathe.
We'll get to that. Because we're having a climactic story in-universe set coming out in 2026. Put a pin in that. Put a note on that. We'll get back to this. Pin it up. We, of course, need to talk about Lorwyn Eclipse, dated January 23rd. We already had that release date, but we now have the full slate of pre-release information, and we've seen a couple of cards from it. The Collector Booster and Commander decks are where I want to start. The Collector Booster MSRP has increased $2 from $24.99 to $26.99, and the Commander decks Oh, the commander decks. The MSRP has gone up from $44.99 to $49.99 for a pre-constructed 100-card singleton commander deck that is going to be approximately 35 to 40 lands. We know what the commander decks are going to be vaguely. We have Blight Curse, which is a Jund -1/-1 drain and unleash creature combos deck, whatever that means. And then Dance of the Elements, which is a Wooburg 5-color commander deck. Summon huge elementals and sacrifice and duplicate them, which
sounds phenomenal.
It's been a little while since we've had a 5-color commander deck. The last one, I believe, was Modern Horizons 3 with the Eldrazi commander deck. And then before that was Painbow, all the way in Dominaria United.
Yeah. The Slivers were also...
Oh, the Slivers, yes. They were also. Yeah. That is true. That is very true.
They were there, too.
Can't forget the Slivers. I try to.
Most people would appreciate it, but they're there.
They are indeed there. But those are the only 2 price adjustments we have. Of course, they are both increases, and of course, it is the most popular core product with the commander decks and the most premium product with the collector boosters, so I'm not really surprised there. We have the bundle priced at $57.99, which is right in line with the normal. We also, in the last episode of the Duels of Mana Dorks podcast, talked about leaks pertaining to the Lorwyn Eclipse 60-card pre-constructed decks. These are officially revealed as theme decks. They are going to be 60-card standard legal decks. Selesnya Angels and Is It Pirates. These are going to be $24.99, and I suspect these are going to be probably some of the best value in terms of pre-constructed decks at $25. They are each going to be replacing a welcome kit for Lorwyn Eclipse, which we will not have any. We also got more details on the Draft Night bundle that we were theorizing about in the last episode. Officially, MSRP $89.99. You get 12 packs, which at about $5.49 a piece is $65.88 in packs, plus a collector booster, making the total $92.87. You get 10 non-foil double-sided tokens and then 90 non-foil basic lands and a quote-unquote draft insert. So if you want to save $3 on 12 packs and a collector booster with some bonus double-sided tokens and 90 basic lands, go for it. I think at $75 to $80, this product would be a slam dunk. As is, it's definitely a hey, Commander Pod, let's all throw in $25, $22.50, whatever.
Yeah. And
do a pick 2 draft. It's built around the new pick 2 draft format that they introduced this summer. Lastly, we're going to get Lorwyn First Light. It's a D&D supplement. A little setting campaign, not a campaign module, but a setting book for D&D, the new 5th edition, exclusively on D&D Beyond. Not on print. You can't get a physical book of it because fuck you.
Well, yeah, that would cost more money to print it.
That is true. But you can get the D&D Beyond exclusive setting on November 18th. 2 whole months before it comes out. Because, of course.
Yeah.
But lastly, for the set itself in Magic, we have the headliner card, which is Bitterbloom Bearer. It is a creature reprint of Bitter Blossom. And you'll be able to open serialized versions up to 500 in collector boosters. And we're getting more Shocklands, double-sided reversible multi-art Shocklands that you can open in play boosters. Thank the Lord.
Yeah.
We had a small smattering of cards that have been previewed as well. We don't have to get into those because they're fine.
The fact that the Shocklands are double-sided leads to my theory that we're getting those things that change.
Yeah. No, absolutely. We have, what is it? Hallowed Fountain, Steam Vents, Blood Crypt, Overgrown Tomb, and Temple Garden being printed in this set to complete the 10 core Shocklands that we saw originating from Edge of Eternities. The only card that I want to call out in particular is the mono green Formidable Speaker. This is the world champion card for Jean-Emmanuel Depraz. It's a 2 and a green for a 2/4 elf druid. When it enters, you may discard a card. If you do, you search your library for a creature, reveal it, put it in your hand, and then you can pay 1 and tap it to untap another target permanent. I think that is going to obviously see high-level competitive play for what I should think would be very obvious reasons. Yeah. But I just wanted to call that out because, you know, every world champion gets their visage printed into a Magic set at some point, and this will be Jean-Emmanuel Depraz. What do you make of the Lorwyn Eclipse lineup? Is it about what you expected? Do you loathe the MSRP increases? Do you think the Draft Night bundle is more than just saving $3 on some packs?
Well, as far as price goes, I hate seeing anything go up. So that kind of stinks, especially because nothing's changing.
Yeah.
Nothing's changing. So it's not like they're adding an extra card, an extra land, an extra token, anything to make the change justifiable. They're just like, it costs more now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
no justification for it.
No.
Oh, but inflation, everything's more expensive now. And
yeah.
It's like the printing process to print almost all foils into a collector booster is only marginally more than it costs to produce a regular booster pack. And I'm not buying it. The commander decks, I think they can get away with if they increase just like what's included in the decks. Like they've taken a lot of stuff out in recent years with commander decks. Like if they replaced the collector booster sample pack with just straight up a collector booster and it was like commander decks for $50, but you get a collector booster, I think that would be awesome. But $50 for a precon, I just Go to Card Kingdom, go to TCG Player. You can find amazing precons that have come out in the last 2 years. They're $30.
You can find good deck builders that build them cheap.
Yeah, like typical Gemini Wyatt himself here in the flesh to talk about it. I don't know. If you really like these decks and you want them, get them next June when they are lower in price. That's what I would say.
Yes, please don't buy them at release.
Now
they will be cheaper.
The one thing I want to put some shine on are the theme decks, fully standard legal, which is exciting. That it seems like their first attempt at actually putting some oomph into standard, getting people into standard. I think $23.99 is a good price point. I would have preferred like $19.99. But you know, depending on the deck lists and how they play, I think this could be a really cool product. And
is it going to be competitive enough, though?
I mean, obviously, it's not going to be competitive enough to like bring to a tournament, but these decks aren't aimed at those people. I don't think. I would argue that they're aimed at kitchen table Magic. You get one, your buddy gets one, your brother gets one, your whoever, and then you play that around the table. And then obviously you're going to be like, well, I want to upgrade. And just like the cycle of buy a precon to upgrade a precon to find a legend that you want to build around for Commander, I think that same process should be able to apply to other formats.
Absolutely.
Get your precon, upgrade your precon, find a strategy that you find interesting, build that, and then you're off to the races. So I want to put the shine on that. And after last week, I've thought a lot about this Draft Night bundle and seeing the official MSRP $90. Doing the math on it, it's like you are just getting packs for basically the cost to buy the packs. But when I consider what this product is being aimed at, convincing a commander pod to play draft instead for, what would that be, $22.50 a person. One person gets to walk away with a collector booster, basically recouping their entire cost to play.
Yeah.
You get all the lands to build with, so you don't need to have extra basic lands. You have all the tokens you're going to need for all the various strategies that Lorwyn Eclipse is going to offer, so it makes play very easy. People get to walk away with all the cards they draft. While I think $75 to $80 would have been like excellent for that product, I think $80, like $79.99 specifically, because $20 a person to draft, it's like and you get with the possibility of getting a collector booster, I think that's pretty appealing. So I'm more okay with it now, but I still think it's just, you're buying packs in bulk, you should be able to get it for cheaper than the price of the packs. Significantly. Yeah. But do you have anything you want to say about Lorwyn Eclipse?
I'm excited for Lorwyn Eclipse, our first in-universe Magic the Gathering set in 2 sets.
Yeah, in almost 6 months, and we're already getting some cool double-sided card previews. I think Ashling is going to be very, very fun. We get to see some Evoke Elementals coming back, being printed into Standard.
Very excited about that.
Not like the Modern Horizons ones, don't worry. They're not quite that cracked, but they're still really cool. The Kithkins, where they're evolving their creature types and stuff, are coming back. Changelings are coming back. I'm excited. I think it'll be a very fun, very thematic set.
I really like what they've done with the elementals this time around, where it's like if you use this mana, it does this.
Absolutely. They're hybrid mana symbols. I'm just gonna call one of them out. We have Emptiness, which is 4 and then hybrid Orzhov. When this creature enters, if white was spent to cast it, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. When this creature enters, if black was spent to cast it, put 3 -1/-1 counters on up to 1 target creature, and then you can evoke it for hybrid Orzhov to get one of those modes. But if you cast it for the full fat 6, you can get both. If you used black white as part of the casting cost. So
right. So rewarding you.
Yes. I think those are fun. And this also is a side tangent. Hybrid mana cards like this, like Emptiness, which is 4 Orzhov, should be legal in mono white commander decks and should be legal in mono black commander decks.
Hot take.
That's my hot take. I'm sticking to it. Anyway, we have 6 other sets for 2026 to talk about. And the next one, super exciting, Unannounced Universes Beyond.
Yay!
Yes, second set of 2026. Don't know what it is. We will be finding out on October 10th at New York Comic Con. It is likely to be an early March release date. It's Comic Con, so it's probably some nerd shit. Some people are thinking it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I think would be pretty neat. Some people are saying, I could see it.
I could too. I mean, you got Mutant Mayhem and the Foot Soldiers and the Craig and
and we can get more. We can get more details of New York, like making pizzas and
pizzas.
I think having a lot of equipment in the set would be really cool. The side, the bow staff,
manhole cover.
Yeah. Some people are theorizing it could be a DC crossover. I don't know how Marvel would feel about that, especially in a year where we're getting a Marvel set. We'll get to that, but we'll see. The second most exciting set of the year, in my opinion, Strixhaven. Secrets of Strixhaven will come out in April of 2026. I want to give you this quote that they have written up for it. Our adventure-hungry cohort from Lorwyn Eclipsed is hitting the books for a new academic adventure. This time we'll be taking a look at off-campus life as these brave students explore what lies beyond the walls of their college. This implies, for the first time in a while, we're going to have a story in a set in universe that then carries into another set in universe.
Right. Now, just imagine, right, if they were back to back.
That'd be pretty cool.
Wouldn't it?
We haven't had that since March of the Machines, man. Literally. I don't know. I'm excited. Each of these in-universe sets we've had for the last 2 years have had self-contained stories with characters that have had minimal play in other stories. Mm-hmm. So having 2 sets that actually play into one another, I wonder how they're getting from Lorwyn to Strixhaven. Probably an Omen Path would be my guess.
Probably. Coming
with the Secrets of Strixhaven, we're getting Strixhaven Omens of Chaos, which will be a young adult novel written by Shannon McGuire. I'm not good with those kinds of Irish names and Scottish. I'm not good at it. It will follow a different set of students to the ones that are featured in the set on the cards, in their quest to discover who they are meant to be and where in the wide multiverse they might belong. So your classic young adult novel, but set in Strixhaven. Harry Potter for Magic fans. Notably, this will come with a promo card of Command Tower, featuring the Strixhaven School in the art and having a fun little bit of flavor text on it. So that's neat.
Nice.
No cards shown up, but we're going to get things like lesson cards. We're going to get the various schools. Were they schools? Was that what they were called? Houses?
I think they were schools.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's Strixhaven. I think Strixhaven is a fun set originally. So, what are you hoping for out of Strixhaven?
I'm hoping to get some reprints. There was quite a bit of good stuff in Strixhaven that has slowly crept up in price, so it would be nice to see some reprints. Specifically, like the dragons. If we could get those in like the extra sheet, would be really good. Plus, also, reprint some very powerful spells. Everyone loved those, the arcane ones. Yeah. So I expect more of that. I hope that comes back.
I think we should be getting more of the double-sided cards where you can cast one of each side. There were several professors that had that kind of stuff. There was the one legend that there was a legendary creature that had a sorcery on the backside. And so technically in Commander, you could have a sorcery in your command zone and it made like the 6/6 token or something.
Yeah, it was
Rakdos
the
code.
call the blood something.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah,
she's upset.
Strong feelings. Oh, it's all right, girl. All right. After Strixhaven in April, we get the next Marvel set. And you might be thinking, yay, X-Men. Ooh, maybe Avengers, a Fantastic Four set. Nope. It is Marvel Superheroes in June. It vaguely implies the Avengers, but with reference to Earth-based Marvel characters. Not exclusively Avengers. It's going to have an emphasis on characters and heroes and villains joining forces, whatever that means. It seems a little vague to me. We're probably going to get a couple more Infinity Stones. If there's only one Infinity Stone, I would be pretty surprised because they would need a lot more Marvel sets to actually get the full 6 Infinity Stones that they would need. Or I get, what's it say? Yeah, 6 Infinity Stones they would need. What I think is most interesting is this is going to be, in my opinion, in my theory, this implies that the Marvel superhero set is going to have 2 characters on a single card, much like we saw with what we were talking about earlier with March of the Machines. So like where we had Thalia and the Gitrog monster on one card. I think it'd be cool. You could have like Captain America and the Winter Soldier, or you could have like I don't know, Black Widow and Hawkeye on a card, or Wanda and Pietro, or like Magneto, Charles Xavier, that kind of stuff. Having 2 characters on a card and having their powers interplay in some fun way, possibly. I might just be grasping at straws and really, really leaning too hard into the whole joining forces thing, but I think that'd be a cool way to go about it. Then again,
X-Men.
It's a Marvel set. It's a Marvel set. I think it would have been cooler if we had an Avengers set and then an X-Men set and like divvied it up more. This seems kind of generic to me, but what's not generic? What's going to hurt my wallet? Going to abuse my incomes? We're returning to Middle-earth with The Hobbit in August. And hoo boy, this set feels like it is specifically aimed at me. Because, I mean, obviously, huge Lord of the Rings fan. But August, based on the timeline of these other sets, April to June, June to August, August is probably going to be an early August set, which means release weekend could be at Gen Con. It seems like every Magic set has
Gen Con.
Right? Every every year there seems to be a set that is releasing right at Gen Con. So hopefully that will be the case, because then all the Gen Con events are going to be Hobbit stuff. So I'm going to get a boatload of cards just doing all my normal Gen Con shit, which I'm like, big win for me. We, of course, have not seen any of the cards from the set. What I am interested by is this is going to be a huge opportunity for them to be reprinting cards from the Lord of the Rings set that are highly in demand. Your One Rings, Orcish Bowmasters, Born Upon the Winds, that kind of stuff. The caveat being, it is assumed this is a standard legal set. Would that mean we could be getting an Orcish Bowmasters or One Ring in standard now with the Hobbit set? Personally, I don't know about you, Wyatt. I personally think that obviously that's not going to be the case. I think that... So we have 7 sets. I could totally see the Hobbit as being a direct-to-modern set, like Lord of the Rings was. They were saying Universes Beyond were going to be standard legal, but there's precedent with Lord of the Rings being direct-to-modern and having a lot of cards designed for modern, where they might say, hey, for the Hobbit, it's going to be just to modern so that we can reprint some of these in-demand cards. And I think the community would be like, great, all in. Huge fan. What I imagine is going to happen is they're going to make a standard legal set, and they're going to have a bonus sheet, and the bonus sheet is where we're going to see all the Lord of the Rings reprints that we want. So that way they don't become standard legal. They just go legal into Eternal formats. And then we get a slew of Hobbit-themed cards that are legal and standard. A big difference with this set from Lord of the Rings, we're probably going to see a lot more dwarves, because the Hobbit and the company of dwarves that he is traveling with.
Yeah, let's get that Misty Mountain card.
I hope we get some more cool land cards. I think we're going to have a heavier emphasis on the elves, because they're one of the main roadblocks in the Hobbit. More people from...
More Tom Bombadil.
I could totally see more Tom Bombadil. We're probably actually going to get real dragons this time, too. Instead of just a story.
About them?
Yeah. And instead of just a saga that creates a bunch of treasures. We probably actually will get dragons, which will be cool. The last in-universe set for 2026 is coming out in October. Reality Fracture. Quote, the multiverse meets its match. Here's where I think they're kind of retconning shit a little bit.
Okay.
Trying to like backtrack. This quote right here. Years of subtle machinations will finally shatter the facade, revealing a villain you'll have to see to believe. But not just yet. More will be unveiled soon enough. I feel like this is them trying to be like, look, we totally had a plan all along, and not just like, oh, this is a fun set, and this is a fun set, and this is a fun set with no cohesive through line.
It's going to be one of those things they reveal him, and it's like, I was in the background the whole time. It was Fibblethip the Lost.
Could you imagine if they were like, we're going to push Loot and try and make Loot this like mascot character, see that it fails, and then pivot, and it's like, no, Loot's actually a planeswalker now and is going to like fuck you up.
Look, I'm going to say, as much as there are twist villains in movies, Magic's kind of overdue for one. When's the last time we had a twist villain?
Now, some more options. I think Tezzeret stands out just because
Tezzeret does.
Him going out into the Blind Eternities.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that stands out is like, what the hell's going on with Jason Ashiok? That was a weird thing with Thunder Junction that kind of just like went away.
Who knows?
But I think if they wanted to like really like try and give people a punch of like proper Magic reveals, it'd be cool if they took a character that they were clearly pushing like Loot and being like, we get it, let's make him a bad guy now.
It's actually Fleam.
They bring Fleam into an in-universe set in paper. I could. They're totally gonna bring back Fleam in something in paper because of how popular it is. Of
course,
right now. 100%. Clearly, they're hitting this as like a March of the Machines style climactic story set.
Which is odd.
Do you think that they've earned that though?
No. Personally, no. But then again, I'm not one that. It's hard for me to keep up with the story. Just despite how slim the pickings are for Magic the Gathering in-universe sets, I just have a vague idea of what's going on in the story. And usually their villains are very front and center. Yeah. Nicol Bolas, Tybalt, Tezzeret, Elish Norn, the Phyrexians, the Eldrazi, big in your face, you can always tell who the villain is. I haven't even seen inklings of anything going on in the background. Mm-hmm. I don't really see how they're going to pull a string from all the stuff they've done and try to tie it up with Lorwyn, Strixhaven, and Fractured Reality, and just there, we've got it. Because if you really go back and look, they had to work very hard to get their War of the Spark moment. That was years. That was a culmination of events that we plainly saw play out. And it also had a really good timing because it was close to Avengers Endgame, which, again, another culmination. Then the next big event we get, which they already set the seeds for by slowly sprinkling in the Praetors and everything, everyone's like, it's got to be Phyrexia, and boom, Phyrexia's back, and they're invading. That was an earned moment. The only thing that I've seen them do to set up some kind of villain, it wouldn't be one we wouldn't see coming, because everyone's kind of got it pinned on Tezzeret or Nicol Bolas, and it's like, those are really your only two options.
I think there's an argument that could be made for Ashiok specifically, because that's a Therosian character, and with the Omen Paths being open now, Ashiok has the ability to go to other planes and kind of mess with some weird dream stuff. If we see something hinting at Ashiok in Lorwyn, because I think thematically that could play in very well with all the stuff that goes on in Lorwyn, I think that could be a subtle thread. Because we still don't really know what the hell was going on with Ashiok in Jace, in that Jace art on that Planeswalker. No. So he was pretending to be Ashiok apparently, but where is actually Ashiok? I think that's the biggest oh my goodness, cat. Yes, I know you're hungry. It's okay. You were saying.
I was just saying, but then it becomes you give it away. Mm-hmm. If we go to Lorwyn and Ashiok's gathering power, then everyone's going to be like, it's Ashiok.
Yeah.
Fractured Reality Ashiok. But I don't see Ashiok gathering so much power to fragment a reality. Mm-hmm. What they're implying. This is something big. This is either some kind of invention, which would lead me to believe Tezzeret. Nicol Bolas has already played with the planes before, when he did War of the Spark and opened to pull every planeswalker to him, which would fracture planes. I think we need to look bigger at what could break it.
I remember in Edge of Eternities, the lead up to it, they were talking about the beyond the Blind Eternities is where creatures like the Eldrazi come from, or slivers. That's why we had a hint at a sliver thing. Do you think that some kind of sliver invasion could be this thing now that they've opened up the Blind Eternities? You get the Thrumming Hive pool. It's kind of weird that we got a single sliver support card in Edge of Eternities and Standard Legal. That could be something, and I could totally see them bringing in just a new type of entity, because the Blind Eternities themselves, I think, are the biggest untapped question mark, where something could really surprise you.
Well, and we still have the physical bodies of the Eldrazi, the consciousness. Remember, Ulamog, Kozilek, and Emrakul are just the fingers you know, quote unquote, how they used it, of these much larger beings. So maybe it could be something like that. It could be that the slivers have infected the Eldrazi, and you know, now they're a hive mind.
A very, very popular playtest card from Mystery Boosters, I'll have you know, the Slivdrazi Overlord, the 5-color Eldrazi Sliver. I could totally see that. This clip is going to go fucking viral in a year if we nailed it.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Clock it.
Put a note on it. September 30th, 2025.
We called
it. Totally called it. Now, what I would want is for loot to show up in these next 2 sets and for it to be loot as some kind of twist. I think that would be cool as shit, honestly. And I would respect him a lot for doing that.
Think about this, okay? Who has he been being parented by? Jace and Vraska. Jace has mind control telepathy powers, and Vraska can turn people to stone.
Both of them Phyrexianized as well, and should have clearly gone through a lot of trauma, despite the fact that all the planeswalkers that were Phyrexianized seem to be completely fine.
So maybe it's one of these things, and also, just to go into the lore a little bit, let's not forget that one of the reasons Jace's spark ignited in the first place was because his memory kept getting wiped by Alhammarret. So it would make sense that Loot is like learning this stuff and then wiping Jace's memory of it.
That would be a fun way to twist it, because it's especially clear because they were trying to push Loot as this like mascot character. And I think I would respect him a lot if they were like, all right, let's pivot. Let's make him the villain, you know?
I think it just works so well because a lot of the characters that turn into twist villains, you know, think back to like Hoodwinked, Toy Story 3, Wreck-It Ralph. You know, it's always this cute, unassuming thing, and then boom, it's the big bad.
Exactly.
Like, we could see him transform into a full Fumori, and...
To throw the wrench into this theory, they designed these sets and stuff years in advance, so this would have to be something that like they react like when they first put out Loot and saw the reaction to it, were like immediately like planning to do the twist, or like had the idea of a twist but didn't know specifically who was going to be the twist reveal or something. So we'll have to see. That's Fractured Reality in October 2026. The last set we are getting in 2026, a return to Universes Beyond. Star Trek, coming out in November of 2026. Boldly going where no one has gone before, if you do not count all of Edge of Eternities, because it's going to very clearly be a set similar to Edge of Eternities. They specifically use the word warping in the write-up for it on their website. Obviously, beam me up, Scotty, warping, teleporting, wormholes, all that Star Trek stuff. But I could totally see
that's going to be a card, you know, or red shirt.
Absolutely. Oh, a red shirt is totally going to be a common creature, 100%. That wants you to like sacrifice it or gets benefit from dying or something. Absolutely. Now, I hope that this is a mechanical callback to Edge of Eternities, so we can get more support for some of these archetypes that just started in Edge of Eternities, because that's one thing we've been getting a lot of is cool new cards, new card designs, new mechanics, and then very little support for them in following sets. So over a year later is going to be a bit of a long time from Edge of Eternities, but I think more spaceship support, more warp cards and support for warping and stuff coming out of the battlefield into exile and all that, I think would be very, very appropriate and helpful in Standard. And that's your lineup for 2026. Lorwyn Eclipse to Unannounced Universes Beyond, Strixhaven, Secrets of Strixhaven, Marvel Superheroes, The Hobbit, Fractured Reality, and then Star Trek. Note, this is 7 sets. Instead of getting a standard legal set every 2 months, we're getting a standard legal set every like month and a half, month and 3/4 now. And we were already complaining about too many sets. So here we
Magic fatigue.
Magic fatigue is setting in hard. So that's all for like the major preview panel stuff. but Magic Core, the standard stuff, it's not the only thing that had a preview panel. We had a preview panel for Secret Lairs, and Jesus Christ, there's way too many of them. We are getting a super drop on October 13th, Secret Lair Secret Scare super drop. You can get a Cryptic Command promo if you spend $200 or more. They're not all priced the same, because of course they're not. Most of them are priced $30 for non-foil, $40 for foil, as per usual, with a couple of special ones being priced at a little bit more. Artist Series Kieran Yanner, I think, is one of the most exciting because it is only a 4-card drop, but it includes a reprint of Armageddon and, more importantly, a reprint of Demonic Tutor for $41 in reprint value in non-foil. What I think Wyatt would much rather talk about, though, is Jaws, Terror of Amity Island. Jaws, Relentless Predator, is going to be a new design card, the only new design card for the Secret Scare Super Drop. It will get a Universes Within version eventually. They call that out specifically. They give zero timeline for when that could possibly happen.
But will it still be a shark, though?
If it's mechanically the same.
Or will it be Fleam?
I would love if they just made a Fleam card for Jaws. That'd be amazing. Panic on Amity Island, which is a reskin of Descent into Avernus, Reckless Endeavor, Sneak Attack. You're going to need a bigger boat, which is a Braid, and then a Blood token. Makes for $16.70 in reprint value, but also you are getting a new design card. So your guess is as good as mine for that. I was going to pull up Secret Lairs, but I didn't do that. That's on me. That's on me. That's on me. I think we've gone over the edge, though.
We've gone into eternity.
With The Office, Dwight's Destiny. This is an Office Secret Lair with Dwight Schrute being represented on several cards, including Heliod Suncrowned as Dwight Schrute Hayking, Steel Shaper's Gift as Dwight's Weapon Stash. We get a reprint of Swords to Plowshares, Baral Chief of Compliance as Dwight Assistant to the King, Garuk Relentless / Garuk the Veil Cursed as Recyclops Eco-Friendly and Recyclops Nature's Vengeance, and then Reaper King as the Dwight O'Lantern. $24 total in reprint value. It's cursed as all get out, frankly.
Hey, look, I gotta say, as an Office fan, that was unnecessary. That was unnecessary. You might have went just a little too far with that one.
I said what I said.
No, not what you're saying. The Secret Lair itself.
Oh yeah,
they might have went too far.
Well,
and I love The Office.
We'll get to where they went too far at the end of this Secret Lair Super Drop. Dreaming Darkly, 4 cards: Glen Elendra, Archmage, Guardian Project, Rune of the Hidden Realm, and Soul Herder. $15.88 in reprint value. Glen Elendra got a reprint recently on the bonus sheet for Final Fantasy, and then Guardian Project would be the other one of note there. Not super valuable. The art's pretty cool though.
Good cards.
They are good cards. They are very playable, good cards. Not in term reprint value, not quite aligned there. No. We have 2 Secret Lair drops with the band Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden album art gives us a reprint of Lethal Scheme, Grave Titan, Animate Dead, Temporal Trespass, Unearth, and Lignify for one of the worst reprint values until we get to the demons later at $9.34 for $30 in non-foil. The art, great.
Yeah.
Beautiful
solid.
Iron Maiden art. And then to flip it on its head for what might be the best reprint value, including a first ever reprint of a card, Iron Maiden Eddie Unchained. This is a $30, $40 Secret Lair with Bruvac the Grandiloquent as Eddie the Judge, a $35 card. Windfall Captain Ingathrod, Nekasar the Mind Razor, Mind Crank, and the first ever reprint from Urza's Legacy, if I remember correctly from yesterday when I was looking at it, Iron Maiden getting its first ever reprint. With $61.90 in reprint value in non-foil for
Super
$30.
playable.
This is, in my estimation, the best Secret Lair in terms of monetary value of the entire bunch, followed closely by the Artist Series Kieran Yanner with the Demonic Tutor.
Yes.
My girlfriend, big Eddie fan, so she has requested a purchase of this Secret Lair drop, assuming I am able to get my hands on it, so that I can put it in like a nice, cool little card frame that displays all of the arts, because she finds that adorable, even though she doesn't give a shit about playing Magic.
That's okay.
The last of the holy Secret Lairs, Trick or Treat, a fun little Halloween-themed one, reprinting Vito, Thorn of the Dusk Rose, Satoru Yumizawa, Voya, Jaws of the Conclave, Wilhelt the Rock Cleaver, and Liberator, Urza's Battlethopter. $25 in reprint value. Nothing too crazy. Fun commanders with really, really cute Trick or Treat art. Now let's go to hell, frankly.
Yeah. Because
we got 4 Secret Lair drops. And they even apologize before showing them to us. They literally apologized for what they have done.
Yes.
And that is, they've given us 3 Furby Secret Lair drops with 3 versions each. Non-foil, regular foil for $30, $40, and then a $60 confetti foil version. I assume it is going to be some kind of a texture foiling process. We don't really know. But for $60, yikes, these all suck. Straight up.
Yeah.
The first one, Due Nula, Distant Melody, Explore, Inspiring Call, Chromatic Lantern, and Soul Ring for a super drop low of $3.90 in reprint value. Obviously, the Secret Lair Soul Rings tend to go for significantly more than a base copy of Soul Ring, but not $27 worth to make up the reprint value. Yikes. All very playable cards, but they're Furbies, so why would you want to? The next one, Furby the Gathering, Sphere of Safety, Miscast, Phyrexian Arena, Tormenting Voice, and Tamiyo Safekeeping for double yikes, $7.36 of reprint value. Also sucks, second worst, only to the other Furby Secret Lair. And then the last one, which is the only one that I would consider getting in terms of theme and reprint value, is Furby Odd Bodies. This drop specifically incorporates Furbies into existing Magic art in a very funny way, and you get some pretty solid reprint value for your work. Hullbreaker Horror, Maddening Cacophony, Serum Visions, Umbrus Fear Manifest, and Spellskite. The big ones there, Fear Manifest, Umbrus Fear Manifest at $8, Maddening Cacophony and Spellskite at about $5.50 a piece, and then Hullbreaker Horror at $3.15. Hullbreaker Horror, Spellskite, notably very CEDH normal staple cards in that format for a lot of decks for $22.95 of reprint value, not getting the $30 price of admission, but of all the Furby arts, this one is the most appropriate in my opinion. So many feelings, girl. So many feelings. I hate the Secret Lairs too. Don't worry. Yeah. I'm on the same page as you. So that's all for the Secret Scare Super Drop. Wyatt, I assume you're going to want the Jaws one.
Yes. I will be attempting to pick up the Jaws one.
I will be attempting to pick up a Jaws one for you as well in the event you are unable to.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Good sir, you deserve it. The last one, and one that I'm not really going to go into very deeply because we don't know all of the cards in it yet. There is a crossover with PlayStation for a series of Secret Lair drops on October 27th. All of these are going to be at the higher price tier for Secret Lairs. $40 non-foil, $50 foil. We're getting Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2, God of War Norse. All three of those are going to have 2 new design Magic cards each. And then God of War Greek, Uncharted, Horizon Forbidden West, and Ghost of Tsushima all have 1 new design card each. We do not know any of the other cards. You can see all of those new design cards on magic.wizards.com. And, of course, no plan for in-universe reprints.
Because why would they?
Yeah, can't make a full evaluation on it until we see the full Secret Lair drops, but we are getting, 7 PlayStation Secret Lair drops as well, all on October 27th. So, if you like Secret Lairs, open up that wallet, because you got a lot to play with. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all of the important stuff you need to know from MagicCon Atlanta and the preview panel. It's a hell of an episode. A lot of content to fit into 50 minutes. I think Wyatt.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's time. She needs some more in-depth attention. Do you have anything you want to say about the Secret Lair drops or any of the announcements before we head on out of here?
Nope. I think I pretty much said my piece on it. I look forward to the Magic in Universes set. Not so much to the Universes Beyond, but I'm not trying to yuck anyone's yum. If that's what you like, that's what you like. Yeah. Hey, go for it.
Absolutely. But that is all the time we have today. I want to thank our $15 a month patron, because I didn't do that earlier. Brandon Vole, he's the man. If you join at the $15, If you join at the $15 a month tier, you get your name right at the end of the show, like he just did. He's one of the greatest. We love him very much, and we love you very much. And as always,
goodbye.